Hey, how's it? Pahala here. Hey, today I want to introduce you to a new series of Talking Story with the people of the Kingdom of Hawaii. So in this episode, you will be hearing a couple of stories about Robert Ebanez, also known as Teli'i Kanakaole. You'll be talking about on about a days when he was a small kid around 6 years old. He'll share with us two stories. One with his mom taking him to the volcano when it was erupting a few years ago. And the other will be a story he'll share about the pue'o in his hometown. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
This is Robert Ebanez speaking. I was born in 1957 in the town of Pahala, Kau, Hawaii, on the Big Island. And I was born in the old Kau hospital, the Pahala hospital, which I died in 2016 there, and reborn in the same hospital. So it was kind of ironic. I walked out of the hospital without doing a rehab. They're just freaking out, how strong I was. And I walked out of the hospital on October 21st, 2016, on my 59th birthday. So it's kind of ironic how my life has been up to now over the years. I recall my mom used to take us to the volcano. Every time when the volcano would erupt, she would pack us up in a car and drove us, 40 miles to volcano from Pahala. And those roads weren't easy. Were winding roads up and down, and we used to have fun in a DeSoto, in the back, hanging onto the rope in the back seat of this old car. And Mom used to take me right up to Halimau, up to the edge of the crater, which today you cannot do that because it's for safety reasons. But in those days, anybody could walk up. And she took me to a special place. I remember there was a observatory, like a wooden platform where people would climb up, and you look right into the Halimau crater while it's erupting. And she took me to a special place, walking alongside the crater, away from the stand. And I would stand there with her, holding me, and she would tell me that this is your family. And I couldn't understand what that meant, because I was looking in the volcano, Halimau, and you could see the bubbles coming up, the lava. And if you've seen Halimau in old pictures, when you go to Volcano House, you'll see a picture of the volcano erupting in 18-something. Real massive. It's like a 2-mile radius, just shooting up smoke and debris, and thing was flying rocks and stuff like that. So for anyone standing on the edge, and that can happen any old time, and that could have happened again, would have been devastating. We would all be killed. No question about that. But my mom felt it was important that I be there, even though under those circumstances where her entire family could get killed. In those days, like I said, you didn't have any barriers. They just had the observatory right on the edge of the Halimau crater. But right now, I don't think you can go that close. That there's, because of the fact that if it erupts, you're gonna die. No question about that. And it's gonna be too late. It's a natural catastrophe. But Mom took me there anyway. And so that's the beginning of me trying to understand my relationship with Pele the goddess Pele. I couldn't understand that, when I was young. But now I realize doing genealogy all this, almost 42 years of my life since I was 17, I'm beginning to understand the whole meaning of the spirituality of the goddess, Pele, and the power that she had. So that's the beginning, where I was born into a family that had rich history, which I did not know at all at that time. Our culture, Hawaiian culture, and our rotated bloodlines. My auntie and mom, collected like a whole bunch of genealogical information about our family in the 50s, and they put it together. So that's the beginning of my life. But throughout my life, when I was young, like for example in the 6th grade, and this must have been about 1969, in the height of the Vietnam War. I was with a friend, my classmate Jose Balio, and his father had a .22 rifle, and we were only 6th grade now, and we were running around with a single shot rifle, shooting birds or whatever, small game. So we went by the gulch behind his house, where Jose Balio lives is where my cousin them live on that road, the Lumanlans, and Jose used to live on one of those homes in that row next to the cane truck road. There's a cane truck road right behind that, all the homes in Pahala. And that cane truck road goes directly to the mill, or what was once the mill, sugar mill in Pahala. And so the traffic was just basically mainly cane trucks going up and down with the load and half load or empty load or whatever. So we went across the cane truck road, and there's a sugarcane field, and sometimes when they harvest, it's wide open, so you can walk right through to on the other side. There's like a gulch or a river. When it rains only, it runs, and you don't want to get caught in the flash flood in there. I've seen it. You'll die. I mean, the amount of water that's coming down from the mountain, because if you look at Pahala, it's really hilly. It can be sunny in Pahala, but if it's cloudy in the mountain and it's raining in the mountain, you don't want to be inside the gulches, because you're going to have a flash flood just coming down, just one big wave. And it just, after that, it's just a just a ferocious freaking flood, just coming non-stop. So you take it down, and you end up in the ocean, 15 miles away from the town, and dead, of course. So you don't want to be playing. We almost got caught, in that flash flood once. But anyway, we went back there, and this is in 1969, and just the two of us, just Jose Balio and myself, we were taking turns. So Jose went first to shoot the gun, then came my turn. So I put in a bullet, and I put him on safety, and we were, stalking these birds and, doves and stuff like that. And then on the corner of my eye, I saw something white. So I looked up, and on this eucalyptus tree, on the corner side of the gulch, Maula Gulch is the name, I think, there was a white owl. I saw, my adrenaline started moving, because I know I wanted to kill him, because that's what you do when you're hunting. You get that adrenaline, like you stalking them, So I'm trying to get close, so that if I take one shot and one shot only. And so I was hidden inside the tree, so I was lining up the gun. It's probably about, like a 80-yard shot or something like that. And I pulled the trigger, and I shot him in the chest. And the thing dove down and went into the sugarcane field. And Jose and I started thinking, oh no, I wanted to get the bird, yeah, to show that I killed it. But in sugarcane, you don't want to go into the field when it's like that, because the the leaves are sharp like razors. So you're only gonna get caught up. So you don't want to go in a sugarcane like that. So I kind of lost the bird. But immediately, what had happened was my hand started getting shrinking into like a bird's claw, and then it started getting black, my all dots and stuff. And I freaked out, and I ran home crying. And well, we both ran home, and I was under the house in Pahala, our house that was across the Methodist church, which no longer, there's no home now, because they said that the house was haunted and whatnot, and who knows. So they knocked down that house in Pahala. So they have like a coffee field today in that neighborhood. But anyway, I shot the bird and I went under the house and I started crying, and my hand turned into like a claw, like a owl's claw. And I promised to God that, that I would never do this, I would never kill anything, and and my hand came back to normal. But I never told my mom. So that's kind of strange things that would happen to me, my poeo. And today when I look at the poeo, the owl, is a amakua of ours, one of them, one of 50, and that protect us, So by killing it, that's totally wrong there. So I was a young kid. So that's the beginning part of my initial introduction into Hawaiian and the culture. Okay, I'll just end it right here for now. Aloha.
Okay, there you go. Pretty interesting. So now we know a little bit of Robert Ebanez. Keli'i kanaka ole.
Mahalo, and thank you for listening to another episode of Talking Story Hawaiian Style, hosted by Holoike.